Now let's look at more more advanced beam editing commands, because there's quite a few left. So maybe you want to load up the other project in which you can.
Well, I would like to demonstrate it here, and then we have a sample project which I would like to load at the end of the session, which demonstrates most of this connection.
One question that comes every now and then: what happens if you have holes through them? Because maybe you want to have some kind of gutters going through or any other elements. So what happens if you have one hole, but you also want to have the same hole in the other beams as well? So how would you do that?
Well, in this case, again, you need to go to the properties of the beam, and you should find the option which is called the Cutout Recess Attachment. And if you click on this button, this is actually a button, then you can insert new parts, new cutout, new recess, new attachment. And then when you do that, you can decide what sort of thing is that. Now, if this is a cutout or a recess or an attachment, it behaves a bit different. Now, let's just see what we have here. We have a cutout on the front plane, which is a circle profile. And this is what we can see here. We can see it as a kind of half circle because we are at the end of this beam.
Sense.
And if I just go here and change the circle, for example, change the reference point of this, then it moves. It shifts by default its own half circle size, the radius. You can change how the surface should be represented when it's not selected. And you can even set up the distance from, in this case, from the left side,
which is this end, right?
Yeah, which is this end.
If you want to move it like 30 centimeters inwards.
In that case, you just type that and you click on redraw. You can even change the size of the circle, making it smaller a little bit. For example, that's for a steel rod or something like that. And then you just change it to this and this value. I should have linked these together. And then I have, well, I did not change that perhaps. So it's, uniform, and this should change to 0.5. Yeah, now it's working. So this is a smaller
more
circle. Yeah. Sorry, just one another thing. The reason that the way you can understand how these movements are left, right, up, down is these axes here. The software. This is how the software tries to help you. This is the X and Y axis, and right, left, up, down. This is how you can orient it yourself.
What about attachments? I saw something about adding attachments to it.
Well, you can use an attachment. You can. I will just change it now. You can.
I see. So it's now just added on.
But I could add an extra, just the same way, or I can actually. I will add the recess because I think this is something that I should position over here, and this should be this instead of a circle with the same settings. This should be. A rectangle. Let's just go to the properties and find a rectangle. And this rectangle should be 0.1 by 0.1. And then see, now it's cutting the whole thing from the top, but what I'm about to do is just to do it from the bottom. So I can again move it up, down, and I can even change the plane itself. Now this is the front plane, this is the same plane. If I move to the other planes, see, so this is how it works now.
I see. So that's how you create a recess to
that's the top, that's the front. So I should actually position it to the bottom and perhaps make it deeper, changing this size, or make it a little bit smaller. And the reason it's still in the center and not anywhere else is how I have chosen this setting here. I can choose this, how it works like. So you can actually make a parametric item which you can later go there and change it one by one, or you can adjust it to a certain situation. And again, this is something that if you do that, if you do this change, you can just copy this property to all the rest of the items.
Can you show how to curve the beams, or so how you would create a beam? I mean a curved structure out of this.
Yeah, let's make a few of those there. Say there's, for example, a roof for a car or something like that. So in that case, what I would do, let's just create a beam which is by default, I think I just created here. This is a beam at a position like this. It should be, I don't know, 3 meters long. And it should be inclined a bit, so I just change it to, I don't know, 10 degrees. Now it's minus. -10. And then now, the way I create this arc is I go to the settings, and there's the arc beam setting. I just enable it, and there's the bulge direction, which is upside. So this is how it will be curved. You can change the sides up, down, left, or right. And the chord height, which is you know the height of this arc itself, it should be 0.2 in my case. And then this is what I have, and again I just select it and use the edit array. Let's just make 9 more copies of this thing here, and let's just duplicate or multiplicate.